I want to show you, kind of the LA that I love, that's some quintessential places that have been around forever. And it's this fusion in LA of its ethnic communities, the biggest Thai, biggest Filipino, biggest Korean.
Nate and Al started in 1945. Nate Reimer and Al Mendelson, and my grandfather, were in Detroit, found this location. We're definitely the traditional New York style delicatessen, and it really is about breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But what I love here the most is the matzo ball soup. I think it has the greatest texture. It's just past the point that it will hold together. If you're not consistent in my business, you'll eventually lose everyone. And one of the things we have here, which I don't know works on a corporate level, is what we call house accounts. That's for people to be able to just sign, and we send them a bill at the end of the month. And I don't open up anymore. So I have 1,600 active accounts right now. We've grown with the times, but the neighborhood's still kind of the same. It's still a community.
The next place is Philippe's. There are two restaurants that lay claim to having created the French dip roast beef sandwich. Philippe's did.
Philippe, the original, started in 1908 with Philippe Mathieu and his wife. It was purchased in 1927 by my great-grandfather and his two brothers. It's been in our family. I'm fourth generation, and we're working with fifth generation now. We have a very simple product that we make. It's just the roasted meat, the au jus, and then the bread.
Consistency can still mean consistently excellent, and that's one of the reasons why I like this place.
Owners unload the bread every day. We sample the au jus every day. We sample all the meats every day. As old as we are, you can't take anything for granted. So these are the bottom rounds that are coming out right now. All of these ovens, this is just for the beef. On a day like today, we'll do about 25 of these bottom rounds. Tomorrow we'll be looking at closer to 40. So this is kind of the bed that these raw bottoms are going to go on. Okay. And at the end of the day, we're going to strain that super concentrated, very salty stock, basically. That's all the pan drippings. That's got all the spices that we add, garlic, salt, and then we're going to add our homemade beef stock. These are pork shoulders that just went in, CT butt. We'll do about 24 to 35 of those today, probably. And then down here are the lamb legs. Yeah, those just went in also. That's predominantly a lamb au jus, that's predominantly a pork, and then the beef ones are up there. So most of the flavor, because we do predominantly beef, will be beef, but we're gonna mix those together at the end of the day. These are all the bottoms. This will be gone by this weekend. We started with 80 pounds of beef bones this morning, so we just cook that till we get all that marrow coming out of there. Once we combine it with the pan drippings from up front, we reduce that overnight. So it's a 48-hour process.
Grand Central was a market downtown that had food stalls and produce stalls and butchers. Bruce is a great pasta maker, has a place there.
My partner and I, Marie, we own Union. I butcher 3 whole pigs every week. We make our own cheese, our own butter, all our own pasta, and it's tiny. When Grand Central Market approached us to do something, naturally I said I want to do a pasta bar, mainly because I needed a place to make pasta. The ethos behind this place, it goes back to my first job when I was 13 in Jersey at a pizzeria, minus the pizza. So there's an Italian sub, there's chicken parm, meatball parm sandwiches, spaghetti, meatballs with Sunday gravy, baked ziti, mac and cheese. We are adamant about the ingredients we use, and I want to know where my pigs come from, who raised them, what they ate, and that they were treated right. And same thing with the produce. Produce to me is just as important as animals. We don't only make the pasta, but we work with a flour miller in Pasadena called Griston Toll. She mills all our flour, semolina, she mills our polenta, fresh every week. And so when you taste the pasta, you're gonna taste the difference. At the end of the day, you're gonna eat a great plate of food.
I'm specialized on the oyster from the West Coast because in this business, the logistic is key. If you want a good oyster is always a fresh oyster. I've got myself a license of a wholesaler, which allowed me to go to the farm direct. When you do something that's a little bit outside the box like this place is, it's always challenging because nobody want to take the chance. Success for me is doing what I like and having people enjoying my place and say, oh, we love it. That's success for me.
Then we're moving on to BS Taqueria. Now, I'm sure some of you will know Broken Spanish, which has been one of the most celebrated restaurants in LA.
But I had a certain comfort level in this California cuisine to where I wanted to sort of now add my own mark, in interpretation and using my own background. I'm Mexican American. I'm a third generation, Angelino. So this is Mexican food through, that Angelino lens. which is not only a celebration of history, my own personal family history, tradition, and culture, but that of Los Angeles, with so many different immigrant cultures and flavors, amazing resources in farmers markets and growers and microbrews. It's my expression, and that's where I kind of came up with the thought of broken Spanish. This is its own thing. At 11 o'clock, there may be a line of people in suits out the door. It may be a mother and father with a child in a stroller. I think what brings them is just good food.
We're going to go to the place where I actually had the best bite of food I had in the whole of LA last year. And when I tell you that it's smaller than this bus, it's called Rice Bar. He's Filipino, and I think Filipino is one of the most exciting food trends that I've been saying coming through for years.
We'd run out of food the first 2 weeks because I couldn't forecast properly. The lines were to the other side of the street. People would line up before we opened. Because for me, it was just, let's open a Filipino restaurant, let's keep it small, because I didn't know what people were going to do about it. And everything's been a blessing ever since. Cool thing about the Filipino black rice as compared to the Indonesian or the Thai black rice, it's not sticky, it's not sweet, it's a longer grain. So it's super nutritious, considered a superfood. It just has this awesome component to it that pairs off very well with avocados, pairing it off with a very traditional fried fish. We opened this place as almost like as a testament to young cooks that you can cook without all the technology in the world.
We're getting an inside look at how they make their operation work for them and how tabletop comes into it. So for us, it's invaluable, but because we're getting face-to-face time.
The folks that I work with at Amtrak recognize that ICCA adds a great value to our business model. So that's really great. It's real. It's authentic.